Across the frozen wilderness, a silent ruler steps forward, the grizzly bear. It never needs to show off. With its signature muscular shoulder hump alone, it stands as the symbol of a storm held in calm. It can outmatch a towering moose and force an entire wolf pack to retreat with a single sweeping movement. The grizzly is a master of endurance, a creature that compels its rivals into costly mistakes. In this wild world, strength is not its choice. It is its destiny. Watch how the grizzly bear shapes the rules of survival. The grizzly ranges from Alaska and Canada to the mountain forests of the United States, where harsh climates and shifting seasons shape every source of food. It stands as a symbol of natural strength, rising over 7 feet when upright, with powerful muscles that help it dig, climb slopes, and travel long distances without losing rhythm. Despite its steady appearance, this animal carries surprising speed, reaching nearly 35 miles per hour. That leaves many wondering, can a bear that seems calm in the quiet woods truly be harmless? In the wild, the answer always lies on the thin line between its curiosity and its instinct to survive. In the dense forests of Alaska, a moose is one of the toughest opponents. Standing over 6 feet at the shoulder and weighing more than 1,400 pounds, with legs like steel springs, it is almost a moving wall. Its broad antlers and powerful front leg strikes make a grizzly cautious every time it closes in. The grizzly understands the cost of a rushed move, so it targets weaknesses instead. With a young moose, the bear often pressures the calf towards the water's edge, where escape routes narrow, then patiently waits for the brief moment the mother loses focus to move in and gain control quickly. With a full-grown moose, the strategy shifts. The bear forces its rival down into the riverbed, using deeper water to wear down the advantage of those long legs. Each step for the moose grows heavier and slower, while the bear keeps its balance and steady pressure. But the moose does not only flee. At times it turns back, lowers its center of gravity, and drives a front leg strike as a clear warning, enough to make the bear pause and reassess. The standoff becomes a sequence of push and counter-push, where a single small mistake can change the outcome. In the north, endurance is not only about strength, but about choosing the right weakness and letting the land itself, the shoreline and the deep river, become a quiet ally. In the northern forests, wolves are master coordinators. A pack of 6 to 10 individuals moves like a living network. Some close in, some block the path. Others keep distance to test reactions. With speed and strict teamwork, they can apply pressure even on animals larger than themselves. And indeed, There are moments when sheer numbers allow wolves to drive a grizzly away from a food source. They circle, make short rushes, and stretch the tension long enough to push the bear back one more step. But when the bear turns away, it is not always losing. In a world where every calorie is as precious as gold, retreating can be the wiser choice, saving energy for a better opportunity. Yet there are other times when the bear stops retreating, and that decision shifts the entire tone of the forest. Its thick shoulder hump rises, the front legs anchor like coiled springs, and its claws, nearly 4 inches long, make one sharp, concise warning sweep. Not prolonged, but unmistakably firm. Against that storm-like power, the wolf's formation naturally loosens. A pack may test with numbers, but when faced with an opponent that chooses to stand its ground, all it can do is widen the distance and wait for another chance. Nature does not crown the most aggressive, but the one that knows when to advance, when to pause, and when to step back to live fully for the next season. Between grass-covered valleys and broken, steep slopes, the grizzly becomes a formidable pursuer. Weighing nearly 1,200 pounds, yet moving at a pace comparable to a track athlete, it uses every small advantage in the terrain to close the gap on a deer, an animal known for quickness. The grizzly presses forward with cold persistence, not rushing, but tightening pressure with each stride. It waits for the exact moment the deer slips up, losing footing in tall grass, or hesitating at a fallen log, letting the landscape do the rest. In that decisive second, endurance and massive muscle allow the bear to surge in, take control fast, and end the chase before the forest can fall quiet again. In the cycle of the ecosystem, the scene is a reminder. Nature does not belong to the fastest, but to the one that reads the ground and patiently waits for the smallest mistake from its rival. During mating season, the northern forests become tense. Adult male grizzlies begin marking territory through scent, long claw marks on tree trunks, and steady patrols along familiar routes. Each sign is a declaration. This area has an owner, and any intruder should think carefully before entering. When two males cross paths, a clash does not always break out immediately. They circle, take wide strides to display their size, and release low, resonant sounds as a warning. If one senses a disadvantage, it turns away and withdraws, avoiding unnecessary energy loss. But if both are determined, the encounter moves into a test of limits. It starts with silent intimidation, followed by short bursts of pressure. each shoulder push and heavy brace aimed at forcing the rival off a stronger position. Claws and teeth serve as stabilizing anchors, helping maintain balance and create forward pressure. The moment one loses rhythm and turns away, the confrontation ends. One keeps the territory, and the other preserves its strength for another season. During this time, the female becomes the center of pursuit. She chooses a mate based on strength, the ability to secure territory, and the persistence of the male. But she also carries her own responsibility, keeping her young safe from unfamiliar males that may pose a risk if they approach too closely. Territory is not just a place of shelter. It is the stage where every choice, advance, retreat, or stand firm, shapes the next generation of the species. As winter approaches, the grizzly's entire body enters a quiet yet remarkable preparation phase. It searches for a rocky den, a hollow tree, or a thick earthen shelter that blocks the wind, then lines the inside with dry moss and loose grass. A small, warm, isolated space becomes the key to conserving energy through the long months ahead. During hibernation, the bear's heart rate slows to about 8 to 12 beats per minute. Its body temperature drops slightly, but never plunges the way it does in many other species. Astonishingly, it does not eat, drink, or release waste. Every bit of energy comes from the fat layers built during salmon season and the earlier months of foraging. Its body recycles waste, preserves muscle, and keeps its bones from weakening. For a female, this is also the season of birth. Newborn cubs, weighing only about 1 pound, open their eyes in the warm darkness, relying on their mother's slow, steady breathing to survive. When spring returns, mother and cubs emerge with just enough energy, a testament to extraordinary adaptability in one of the harshest northern landscapes. Salmon season transforms northern streams into a living ribbon of energy. Thousands of salmon push upstream to spawn, and for the grizzly, this is a crucial window to build fat before the long winter ahead. It chooses strategic points, near waterfalls or narrow runs, where the fish are forced to surge upward to pass through. The bear stays fully focused, eyes locked on every shadow moving beneath the surface. When a salmon bursts from the current, it reacts in an instant. A forepaw hooks it cleanly, or a precise snatch meets the fish at the exact drop. Each successful catch brings in about 4,000 to 6,000 calories from a full-grown salmon, rich in omega-3 fats and easily absorbed protein. But not every attempt lands. Sometimes a fish slips past and vanishes into the flow. The bear only shifts back half a step, adjusts its position, and waits for the next wave, because behind that patience is a bigger goal: building reserves for a winter sleep that lasts for months. Here, strength is not in noise, but in knowing when to wait and when to strike with the current. The hyena is the most resilient creature of this harsh land. It doesn't rely on individual strength, but survives through sharp strategy and unbreakable unity. Every stride it takes is a declaration of relentless will. When others grow weary and stop, the hyena keeps moving forward with endurance that seems limitless. This is the journey of a predator that thrives on intelligence and perseverance, a true symbol of survival across the African plains. Across Africa, the hyena appears as a familiar shadow of the savanna, weighing about 120 pounds, with jaws powerful enough to crush even the toughest bones. They live in clans, often made up of dozens of individuals, operating under a matriarchal system where females lead and maintain order. With a keen sense of smell and the endurance to run nearly 30 miles per hour, hyenas can track herds of grazers over long distances. They both hunt for themselves and take advantage of leftovers, recycling nearly everything that can still be used. In doing so, hyenas become the cleanup crew of the savanna, helping energy and nutrients continue to circulate throughout the ecosystem. On the dry grasslands, the rhinoceros appears like a living block of steel weighing more than 4,000 pounds. Its thick hide and sharp horn, stretching nearly 3 feet, mean that a single charge can shift the balance of any encounter. That power forces every rival to keep its distance, because its strength is a warning that needs no roar. Yet hyenas, driven by an instinct to never back down, still find ways to test their chances. They sometimes boldly probe an adult rhino, but these moments are brief trials of its limits, where courage brushes up against the edge of risk. When they focus on a calf, the greatest challenge comes from the mother's determined protection. Still, if a young rhino becomes separated from the group or is not yet strong enough to defend itself, the situation changes at once. The hyenas look for every opening to bring the hunt to an end, and it often concludes very quickly. When they face an adult rhino, a failed attempt is not a final defeat, but a lesson in limits and in respect for the stronger animal. That awareness helps keep the circle of survival in balance, where every creature understands its place in nature's endless symphony. Across the green plains dusted with red soil, a herd of zebras grazes peacefully, their black and white stripes blending into the horizon. Each one weighs around 700 pounds and can reach speeds over 40 miles per hour, fast enough to make most predators think twice. Far off at the edge, a clan of hyenas quietly studies every movement of the herd. When one zebra drifts from formation, the encounter begins. Several lead hunters surge forward, steering the target's path. They take turns keeping up the pressure until the prey has no space left to breathe. After nearly 20 minutes of endurance, the zebra collapses in an instant. The chase ends, and the savanna falls silent once more. Here, there are no true winners or losers, only balance. The hyena embodies endurance and strategy, while the zebra becomes part of the living cycle, where every creature adds its note to nature's timeless symphony. At the boundary between land and water, hyenas sometimes face the most formidable ambusher of Africa's rivers, the crocodile. A creature weighing nearly half a ton, with a bite force exceeding 3,000 pounds per square inch. The encounter unfolds along the riverbank, where several hyenas discover leftovers from a crocodile's previous feast. Sensing intruders closing in, the crocodile lunges forward to reclaim its meal, but fails against the hyena's quick reflexes. Yet beneath the surface, the advantage belongs to the crocodile. As one hyena attempts to cross the river, it's caught in an instant, and the clash ends in silence.
Oh.
The lion, ruler of the savanna, stands as a symbol of power and pride. Every roar is a declaration of dominion echoing across the open plains. Yet between lions and hyenas lies an age-old rivalry, where territory and survival constantly collide. The confrontation often ignites when a lion is enjoying the rewards of a successful hunt. From a distance, the hyena clan moves in quietly, cautious yet eager. Their coarse, echoing laughter sweeps across the grasslands, summoning allies and issuing a bold challenge. As they surround and harass their rival, the pressure builds, and for a moment, the advantage seems to tilt toward the hyenas. But the balance of power can shift in an instant. Against a lone lioness, hyenas may overwhelm through sheer numbers and daring. Yet the moment a male lion appears, that confidence quickly fades. The hyenas know well the line between courage and recklessness, and they retreat before the cost grows too high. These encounters keep the savanna alive with tension and rhythm, a place where the lion's authority and the hyena's cunning continually test each other, each species finding its rightful place in nature's eternal balance. The African buffalo stands as a symbol of strength and unity. Its curved, sharp horns form a sturdy shield, capable of fending off any predator that dares to get too close. When danger approaches, the herd quickly forms a defensive circle. Males take the outer line, while females and calves stay protected in the center. Yet even in the chaos of a chase, that wall of defense can still reveal small gaps. With an exceptionally sharp sense of smell, hyenas can detect the scent of prey from a great distance. A single shift in the wind can guide them toward the right approach. When the opportunity comes, they target the old, the weak, or the injured, attacking from behind to slow their prey and gradually gain the upper hand. Sometimes their target is a mother buffalo that has just given birth, her strength not yet fully restored. The pack quickly encircles her. Some distract the mother while others close in on the calf. The hunt ends once the prey weakens, forcing the mother to retreat and rejoin the herd. Even with such calculated tactics, the success rate remains only about 50 to 60%, proof of nature's harsh yet balanced order. Every attempt becomes a lesson, and every victory reinforces the hyena's place as a lasting symbol of endurance across the African plains. The leopard, the very embodiment of silence and precision across the savanna. It moves through the thick grass with purpose, every step calculated and deliberate. When its prey falls, the prize is carried high into the branches, where it seems that only the sky itself could be an opponent. But for the hyena, sight isn't needed. Just a faint breeze carrying the scent of meat is enough to summon the entire clan. Unlike the leopard's explosive speed, the hyena prevails through endurance and time. They wait patiently, studying every movement of their rival, holding back until its guard drops. Then, in a sudden burst, they rush in to snatch what remains, turning the tide in an instant. Control of the feast belongs to those who can turn patience into power. At times, the leopard returns, striking with lightning precision, a warning shot to reclaim its prize. If it's a young, inexperienced hyena, daring to steal from a master hunter like the leopard can become a costly mistake, where instinct and consequence trade places in a heartbeat. Their confrontation ends not in violence, but in silent acknowledgement between two of nature's finest predators. The leopard preserves the pride of the lone hunter, while the hyena marks its victory through endurance and the strength of unity. In the wild, not every confrontation happens between different species. Sometimes hyenas become rivals among their own kind. When food grows scarce, or the hierarchy within the clan is challenged, tension rises instantly. Their signature, laughter, turns into a warning call, echoing across the open plains. These clashes rarely last long. A few individuals assert dominance, while others back away to avoid unnecessary harm. At times, it's only a brief dispute over leftover food. Yet even that is enough to reset the balance of power within the clan. After the moment of chaos, grudges fade quickly. In their world, survival matters more than pride. It's this ability to recover after conflict and their unbroken unity that gives hyenas their strength, making them a lasting symbol of discipline and adaptability in the wild. Across the cracked, dry grasslands of Africa, a fleeting shape moves past. Not a lion, not a leopard, but the swiftest and most cunning pack hunter on the continent. The African wild dog does not rely on individual strength, but on the near-perfect unity of the pack. Every stride, every circling move is calculated down to the rhythm of their breathing. As the dust in the grass begins to rise, nature is about to witness a masterclass in strategy, where speed and solidarity draw the line between hunger and a full meal. The African wild dog, also known as Lycaon pictus, is one of the most intelligent and determined predators on the planet. It has long legs, a deep chest, and exceptional stamina, reaching speeds of over 40 miles per hour. Its mottled coat allows it to blend perfectly into the dry grass and sunlight. Every individual in the pack has a clear role: the leader, the one who circles wide, the one who blocks the retreat. No other species on the savanna shows such powerful cooperation. The true strength of the African wild dog lies in its discipline and absolute loyalty to the pack. At dawn, on the grasslands of the Masai Mara, dew still clings to the faded yellow blades of grass as the wild dog pack begins to move. From a distance, they already recognize the heavy migration of hundreds of wildebeest, a species known for its strength and vigilance. Yet amid that chaotic motion, their instincts detect what the eye alone might miss: an uneven stride, a gap in the formation. The pack of more than 20 individuals splits into smaller groups, slowly closing the distance. There is no roaring, only the quiet signals of strategy. They steadily chase their target for more than 5 miles, holding close to 35 miles per hour while maintaining a tight formation. In the rising dust, the weaker one begins to fall behind, and the circle gradually closes. As sunset settles over the savanna, the plains fall quiet once more. In nature's heartbeat, there is no victory or defeat, only the cycle of survival, where instinct and strategy merge into one. The African buffalo, a giant weighing more than 1,500 pounds, is an opponent that few species dare to confront. Yet in the dry season, when food becomes scarce, packs of wild dogs still push the limits of what they can do. Typically, each hunt involves around 20 to 25 individuals, moving like a single organized current. They do not attack recklessly, but patiently watch from a distance, waiting for the moment when the buffalo herd breaks formation. Once a target is chosen, usually a young animal newly separated from its mother or an older, weakened individual, the formation closes in at once. One group applies pressure from behind, while another swings around to block the path ahead. Their speed and stamina allow them to keep up the pressure until the prey is pushed away from the center of the herd. At times, thanks to flawless coordination, they even manage to bring down a fully grown buffalo, a testament to strategy triumphing over sheer muscle. The hunt ends within the order of nature, where every success is simply a reminder of the harsh balance that rules the savanna. Amid the scorched savanna, the lion, symbol of strength and power, walks through the burning sunlight. It has no need to hide. Its very presence is enough to put every other creature on alert. For the wild dogs, it is an opponent they rarely wish to confront, but at times, survival instincts force them into direct contact. After an exhausting hunt, the pack brings down a young buffalo. While they are sharing the meal, a male lion in the distance picks up the scent of meat and the movement carried on the wind. He charges in, fast and decisive. The wild dogs scatter at once. Some try to distract him. Others stay near their hard-won food, not realizing the danger has already come too close. One individual is brought down while still trying to shield the meal, and the rest give sharp alarm calls and pull back in formation. In that moment, the savanna seems to hold its breath. The lion claims the meal, and the wild dogs withdraw in silence, not out of fear, but out of the understanding that this clash has moved beyond the limits of their strength. The impala, a nimble antelope whose legs can launch it more than 30 feet in a single bound, is a worthy challenge for any hunter. The moment the signal is given, the pack breaks formation. Some rush straight ahead, others swing out to the sides, forcing the impala to choose a direction to flee. While the impala struggles to change course, each wild dog uses its sense of sound and subtle visual signals to keep the formation intact. Powerful lungs and flexible leg muscles allow them to run non-stop for miles without slowing down, a rare biological feat in the world of predators. The impala heads towards the lake, a place that seems safe, but the pack stays close behind. They plunge into the water, swimming strongly with steady kicks, hardly losing any speed. Amid the churning surface, the impala begins to tire, while the wild dogs maintain complete control of the chase. As the water calms, nature closes another cycle of survival. It is not cruelty, but a law of balance, where every species must find a way to live within its own limits. Along the rivers of Africa, where the still surface quietly mirrors the blue sky, motionless shapes lie hidden beneath the mud. Crocodiles, the silent ambushers of the wild. During their long journeys across the grasslands, wild dogs often come to the water's edge to drink or cool their bodies after extended hunts. But in this place that seems so peaceful, danger is already waiting. With just one careless movement, a splash shatters the calm. One dog is pulled beneath the surface in an instant. The ambush is brief but unforgiving. The rest of the pack responds with sharp calls, their eyes fixed on the rippling water, showing their anxiety and the sense of loss for the member who is gone. When the river grows quiet again, only the faint reflection of the trees remains. The savanna closes another chapter, where vigilance is not just an instinct. It is the one condition for survival in a wilderness that offers no concessions. The leopard, the silent, hidden hunter of Africa, moves through the shade with a gait as fluid as the waves of grass. Unlike the lion, it hunts alone, relying on agility and ambush. On a sweltering midday, the leopard has just brought down an impala beneath the canopy, its breath still hanging in the hot air. But the scent of that success spreads quickly, and a pack of wild dogs has already picked it up. At first, only one arrives to investigate, circling the leopard and letting out short, sharp calls to signal the others. Before long, answering calls rise from the distance. The rest of the pack is on its way. Knowing it cannot face such numbers head-on, the leopard leaves the prey behind and quickly climbs to a high branch, a place the wild dog's paws can never reach. At the base of the tree, the pack gathers around and divides the meal in an orderly way. Above them, the leopard watches in silence, its golden eyes reflecting quiet regret. In this struggle over a single prize, nature shows that in the wild, wisdom helps one survive. But loss is still something no creature can fully escape. From heights that nearly touch the clouds, the eagle enters the arena as the only one that truly commands the sky. Each powerful wing beat carries the force of its muscles and broad wingspan, pushing even the air out of its way. Its extraordinary vision allows the eagle to dive like an arrow, turning speed into a refined art of control. In just a few brief seconds, the distance disappears, and the target on the ground becomes nothing more than a small dot held firmly within its reach. This is not just a single hunt, but a declaration of the power of a bird that can turn the entire sky into its own private arena. Foxes are known for their sharp awareness, with sensitive ears and an ability to blend into tall grasses. They often search for rabbits, insects, and sometimes pick up leftover food. Even with their caution, there are moments when a fox becomes focused on a scent trail or on the meal in front of it, unintentionally ignoring the silent shadows passing above. When all conditions align, the eagle descends in a swift dive, startling the fox into twisting away or reacting with a quick snap. Yet against the eagle's advantages in speed, altitude, and especially the firm control of its strong, curved talons, the fox's agility on the ground gradually loses its edge. The eagle removes a competitor from its hunting area and brings the encounter to an end. However, if the fox slips into difficult terrain or responds with enough determination, the eagle must abandon the opportunity. This confrontation reflects the harsh balance of nature, where both predators constantly rely on strategy to protect their territory and sustain their place in the wild. Mountain goats are masters of the cliff, their split hooves gripping ledges only a few inches wide. Their solid bodies often weigh more than 60 pounds, over 5 times heavier than an eagle, making adults almost untouchable targets. Yet, in the rugged terrain, young goats can become separated from the herd, creating rare openings for a hunter from the sky to take advantage of. Once a target is set, the eagle turns its body into a compact spear, gliding cleanly along the rock face. In a brief moment, the young mountain goat is brought under control through a combination of speed and the strength of one of the largest birds of prey. Soon after, the prize rests on a secure rock ledge, where the encounter comes to an end. Each successful dive provides energy for many days and makes up for countless earlier attempts that ended with nothing. Its endurance, agility, and ability to use the terrain allow the eagle to hold its place in the Rocky Mountain ecosystem. Eagles, especially the brown snake eagle, are well known for a diet that often includes snakes, making them a significant threat to these reptiles. They are not selective and even approach venomous species, including the black mamba, which can reach nearly 9 feet in length. The key lies in their legs. A naturally thick and sturdy layer of skin helps reduce the risk from sudden bites. Although not completely resistant to venom, the eagle maintains control through speed and near-precise accuracy. Along rocky coastlines, some eagle species use a similar strategy with sea snakes. When a snake crawls onto warm rocks or rises close to the water's surface, that moment becomes the perfect opening. From above, the eagle dives and brings the encounter to a close in an instant. Thanks to a natural tolerance for a portion of the toxin, the eagle can handle the entire catch with little noticeable impact. This is clear evidence of their exceptional adaptability and a reminder that in nature, strength comes not only from muscle, but also from the refined way each species uses its own unique advantages. Fish are a vital source of energy and a key link that sustains sea eagles and many species living near water. With a diet that can reach up to 90% fish, a mix rich in protein and natural fats, this food supply provides steady energy for long flights. The hunt begins with an impressive dive, triggered when eagle eyes, like natural binoculars, spot flashes beneath the surface from more than 2 miles away. A precise moment of contact follows as the talons secure the fish and the wings push upward, lifting the body cleanly into the air. In just a few wing beats, the hunt comes to a close, and the water settles back into calm. This journey not only ensures a strong source of nourishment, but also becomes a natural training ground for young eagles, teaching them how to read timing, maintain balance, and coordinate their wings, passing survival skills from one generation to the next. In the dense forest, monkeys are masters of climbing. Their light bodies, often just a few to more than 10 pounds, blend skillfully into layers of thick leaves. They move in groups high above the ground, gripping trunks and narrow branches, leaving almost no open space exposed. But the eagle always knows how to find an opening. If even one monkey becomes absorbed in feeding and drops its guard, a chance appears immediately. With a wingspan reaching over 7 feet, the eagle remains agile in the tight spaces between branches. It dives down and brings the target under control with its strong talons. The hunt ends quickly, as the prize is carried back to the nest to feed its young. Within the ecological landscape, this blend of stealth, altitude, and sudden dives shows how the eagle overcomes the quick movements of monkeys and maintains its place within the complex forest canopy. On the grassland, coyotes gain an advantage through pack strength, agile bodies, and strong jaws that allow them to handle many types of prey. They move constantly, making use of any food source they can find. Only when food becomes scarce and a young coyote is separated from the group does the eagle get a chance to approach from above. In the moment of action, the eagle descends in a powerful dive, turning its wide view and height into an immediate advantage. The strike is carefully measured to avoid the opponent's jaws while maintaining control from the air. The encounter often ends quickly, before those on the ground can fully react. However, there are many times when adult coyotes respond with determination, forcing the eagle to rise back into the sky to avoid a direct clash. Both species know their limits and understand when to pull back to conserve energy for the next opportunity. And this shows that in the contest between sky and ground, there is no absolute ruler. Only survivalists who understand their boundaries and know the right moment to advance or retreat. The rabbit, a small and fragile creature, constantly faces numerous predators on both land and in the air. Its survival depends entirely on speed and agility, which allow it to quickly evade nearby threats. Upon detecting a predator, the rabbit immediately accelerates to speeds of 35 to 45 miles per hour, combining long leaps of about 10 feet each time to maintain a safe distance. Its agility on the ground inadvertently catches the attention of the eagle, a predator with exceptionally sharp vision. The eagle dives with astonishing speed, its strike brief and precise, like an arrow released from a bow. Its sharp talons grip the rabbit's body with a force of roughly 400 to 500 pounds instantly. All these factors combine into overwhelming power, enabling the eagle to successfully capture the rabbit and complete the hunt. On average, eagles succeed in hunting rabbits about 20 to 30% of the time, reflecting the harsh challenges of the natural world. This encounter also plays a crucial role in the ecosystem, helping regulate rabbit populations, sustaining the open food web, and supporting long-term stability for the predators of the grasslands. In the wide grasslands of Australia, the kangaroo stands as a symbol of endurance and strength, powered by exceptionally strong hind legs and a thick tail for support. It weighs more than 100 pounds, far larger than a fully grown eagle. When forced into a face-to-face encounter, a kick from those hind legs is enough to make any predator cautious. For an eagle, this is not a typical target, but a test of limits between sky and ground. The encounter begins when the first eagle dives, attempting a quick jolt to throw the kangaroo off balance. But this kangaroo is not easily unsettled. It reacts quickly, forcing the attacker to lift back into the sky. In rare situations, 2 or even 3 eagles coordinate, taking turns diving from different angles. Yet, with the large difference in weight and the kangaroo's powerful stance on the ground, they still cannot hold the opponent long enough to gain an advantage. The encounter ends without a clear loser, but it leaves a clear message. Not every strike is meant to claim a catch. Sometimes the value lies in testing one's limits and recognizing the boundaries that should be respected.